Hey guys, this is Comic Uno, and today I'm doing a review for The Legend of Korra, and we are talking about episodes 6 and 7 already. Let's talk about the first episode, second episode, and we will compare which one is better and worse. And if you guys want more Legend of Korra reviews, I do Legend of Korra reviews every week, so be sure to subscribe. But let's talk about these two episodes. First episode is a very Lin dedicated episode about her family and why she's so upset at Sue. So we get to see Lin's background, which is great. So it's not really much Korra, but she does learn metal bending in the episode. Second episode has to do with the Airbenders. We get to see that Jinora is growing up. We have to see Tenzin try to be a leader. How is he going to be a leader? Does he really know how to be a leader to these Airbenders? And is he being too tough at times? And then also dealing with Jinora growing up. So that's a big factor in the second episode. Personally, I did like the first episode better. With the first episode, but not to, I think both episodes were great. Loved it. I really love these two episodes. I think this season's been doing really well. But the first episode, if you're an Airbender fan, if you're really a big Toph fan, you're gonna love it. You know, I feel like one of those things where you're not gonna find out Toph's background. You just feel like the writers are holding it back. But with this episode, they don't hold it back. You get to see that, yeah, our old characters aren't great parents. I've been saying that throughout every review. They're not great parents. They're not perfect. And I love that about what their Airbender or just the Korra writers are doing. Is that, yeah, of course we have that hold on these characters because we love them. They were the original characters, but they're not perfect characters. And for a cartoon, you don't really get to see that often. So I love that. I love the rivalry between Lin and Sue, and I love that we find out how Lin gets her scar. It's actually Sue's fault. I didn't really know it would be Sue's fault, and it makes sense why she wouldn't like Sue so much. They both had faults. You really get to see, not in an annoying way, but you get to see their faults and why they weren't friends. And a great scene with them earthbending and fighting each other was great. I loved it. And animation, both these episodes were great for the bending. And also getting to see Korra just learn metal bending. I thought that was pretty cool. Usually we don't get to see that with the avatars, learning the sub-bending styles, so that was pretty cool. Bolin trying to learn metal bending. Even though Korra, Asami, and Bolin and Mako, definitely, Asami and Mako hardly talked in this episode, they weren't a main focus. We actually got to see a lot of our secondary characters get a main focus, which I'm totally fine with because these two episodes are great. So let's move on to the second episode, where I like the second episode. Again, if you're a Tenzin fan, which a lot of people are Tenzin fans, I think he has very different style of story, and we get to see why we love Tenzin. He tries his best to be a good leader, a good airbender, and he's also learning how to deal with all these new airbenders. And I think with everybody's mistakes, they learn that either it's good to shave their head, or, you know, it's good to be a little tough, but at the same time not be so tough. And I think Tenzin is great at that. I think he did the same thing with Korra also. And I loved, I think, Jinora in that episode, because Jinora just showing that she's growing up. She's a strong airbender. She's kind of becoming a master, even though she's so young. I like that aspect of the show, because of course they are training the kids. They were the only airbenders at the time. So Jinora is becoming more of a master, and I think by the end of the season, if she doesn't get her tattoos, that would upset me, because I would love to see her get her tattoos, because it shows that she is a master airbender. And of course she's very connected to spirits also, where we get to see a little bit of that in this episode, especially since we haven't been seeing the spirit stuff as much because there's been everything else we had to deal with. My last point is with Zahir, who is the big villain. I like that Zahir is not the main focus. In season 2, the villain was so much of a main focus, and that story was the only main focus that we couldn't really get into the other characters' stories, except the romance stuff that they totally messed up in season 2. With season 3, we were really focusing on characters and, you know, earthbending, airbending, and those sub-stories more than the villain, where the villain story should be towards the last episodes to really try wrapping it up, like they did with the first season with Amon, which I really liked the first season. I know some people didn't like the first season so much, but I really truly loved the first season, and I like the way they ordered their episodes, and I think they're doing that really well in season 3. So really good episodes, love both. I will say I liked the Lin episode a little bit more, but both were really good. Tell me in the comments below what you thought about the episode. This is Comic Uno, and guys, don't forget to follow me on Twitter for Comic Uno and the Rant Situations, and don't forget to like my Facebook page, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.